And we continue our top story tonight after a jury convicted two men of conspiring to kidnap Governor Whitmer in 2020.
Both Adam Fox and Barry Croft Jr. were found guilty of conspiring to obtain a weapon of mass destruction. Croft was also convicted of a third crime.
Now, it was the second trial for Fox and Croft after a jury in April could not reach a unanimous verdict. Two other men were acquitted and two more pleaded guilty. And joining us now to break down the decision today and what happens next, Patrick Miles, former U.S. Attorney for the Western District of West Michigan. Pat, in the first trial, a jury could not reach a decision on the charges against Adam Fox and Croft. What do you think was the difference this time around?
It's hard to say, but my guess would be that it was a jury composition this time around. There was actually a woman of color and I believe another person of color on this jury as opposed to the first trial. And I think this jury might have been a little more diverse, of course. And obviously there may not have been a person or two that were on the first jury that had serious concerns about whether or not the pennies. They wanted to see the pennies during deliberations, the pennies that went into the bomb. That was an odd request, but this jury seemed to be persuaded by the overwhelming evidence, in my opinion, against these defendants.
Now, Pat, as a former federal prosecutor, are you surprised at how quickly jury returned the verdict today?
Much different than the first jury, for sure, which took several days. This jury, like I said, probably looked at all of the evidence. You had text messages, emails, videos, encrypted messages, undercover FBI agents, confidential informants. That evidence was all pointing to these defendants and their guilt, and that they were not being entrapped by the federal agents, that they were predisposed to commit crimes before the federal agents and undercover individuals were introduced and started working for the government to build a case.
Pat, let's talk about their sentences. Are they all facing life in prison? Is that correct?
I believe that is correct. That given that they've been convicted on all charges, and of course the kidnapping, with intent to murder, so they're facing life sentences. Now, after sentencing, they would go to prison, but there is also, I'm assuming, a very high likelihood that they will appeal these convictions.
All right. Patrick Miles, former U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Michigan, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.